So what about the Marine Corps enticed you to want to join?
It's just something that was in my blood for some reason. I think it's because I knew of Iwo Jima. I knew of the heroism of the Marines. I knew that they always were the first to fight.
Yeah.
And it's something that gets embedded in you somehow. And to this day, like I say, if I could go active duty today, I would do it.
You would.
And I'd give up almost everything just to do that. And I think you'll find a lot of Marines that way. But it's something I wanted, and I also knew that I needed discipline, and I knew that I needed a direction. And I thought, you know what, I'm not ready. Am I going to stay in broadcasting, or what am I going to do? And I need to grow up. I need the discipline that I didn't have as much of as I should have had as a child. And it worked just the way I thought. You go in the Marine Corps, and they break you down and build you up.
Do you have any a specific memory from when Bob was stationed on the base at El Toro? A specific memory about the base, or that something happened while Bob was there?
He had the duty, but we were living at Newport, and they said he could stand the duty at home as long as he was reachable by phone. And so they called him and said an atomic bomb had fallen off a plane and he had to come back to the base. And so, since he was the responsible officer, he had to come back to the base, and he did. And when he came home, I said, "What did it look like?" He said, "I can't tell you. If I tell you, I'll have to kill you." That was exciting.
I bet that was.
It was exciting.
So could you just describe the scene, maybe on the deck of the Midway during the evacuation?
Well, it was, if you can imagine, operating airplanes from an aircraft carrier is noisy anyway, but and of course these were helicopters, and this was a ship that was used to flying fixed-wing airplanes from it, and it was at night, and it was at times very chaotic. I am very amazed that we didn't lose anybody. There were so many kids that were brought aboard. And one of these aircraft, these helicopters, brought back over 100 Vietnamese in the airplane. Now, of course, Vietnamese are small people. A lot of them were children, but normal-sized combat load for a CH-53, is probably not more than 35 or 40 Marines. The CH-46 only holds like 16 or 17. And some of these aircraft came in with 100 Vietnamese on them, and then they would get out, and our Marine detachment on board the ship was trying to provide the security and channel these people once they got unloaded into an area where they could be processed. We wanted to try to get names and keep track of who we had on our ship, and it was a tough job for the Marine detachment and the sailors and all of our enlisted people were involved in helping process those people and try to find out who they were and where they came from and that sort of thing.
So what did the Cal State Fullerton campus look like?
Not much. We had those flat-roofed with classrooms that, as I understand, later reverted to being the maintenance buildings for the campus. But that's all there was. There wasn't, and we were surrounded by orange groves. We were in orange groves. And the first building that went up was, we call it the Quaker Oats building because it looked like silos at a Kansas granary, And that was, at that time, the first collegiate building in Orange County that was going to have an escalator in it. And it was a good thing they put the escalator in it because it never worked, and we always walked up the stairs anyway.
Was that McCarthy Hall?
Maybe that might be what they call it now.
The escalators still don't work.
Okay, well, that tells you something, huh?
Yeah.
But it was, then we had our first, the entire school was in that building. Prior to that time, the entire school was in those flat buildings out there. And they had a parking lot, but you didn't charge for the parking. As I recall, you just drove in and parked. But it was always full of cars. You never could park in there anyway. But you could go down, whatever the name of that boulevard is in front of the school right now. It separates the campus. That was all Orange Grove. You could just drive right into the Orange Grove and leave your car in the Orange Grove.
What feelings do you have when you go or when you think of El Toro?
Well, you can't
I can't go out there. I mean, we still have enough buildings out there to make it look like it was when I was there. You know, we haven't knocked all of them down. And so we have some of the hangars, and we're going to keep some of the hangars. So when you see a hangar, for example, the one over in the MAG 13 area, which is Lennar's area where they're building their model houses. When you go over, when I see that, I mean, all the stories of checking into my first fighter squadron and running the PFT around that area, and all the stories that are associated with that time frame just flow back. When I go into the area of 297, the large C-130 hangars, I was stationed over there at one time, my first VMCJ. That's where I taught DJ Kiley how to fly the RF-8. That's the guy who got the trifecta. He blew the tires, got the tailpipe, and bent the airplane a little bit, on his first hop. And so those memories flow. Some of the memories of people getting killed come in, and so it's bittersweet. I was in the MAG 11 area, and I was stationed there. As a matter of fact, if you see the hangar door painted in Evil Eye, that big Evil Eye emblem, I commanded that squadron. So I see that, and then a lot of the memories pour back on that particular time in my life. So it's hard for me to walk and drive, whatever, on the Great Park property and Lennar property, formerly the Marine Corps Station El Toro, and not have memories that are specifically generated to seeing something just pop up. And those memories are, by and large, really wonderful, warm, and fun memories.